The Gambian citizens have taken to the streets, well, some of them, to protest following the presidential elections that took place on the 4th of December this year. The election was won by incumbent President Adama Barrow, who contested the election under the flagship of the National People's Party, defeated his rival of the United Democratic Party. I'm joined now by Abass Darboe, a Gambian political analyst, to give us more insights into this. So just an overview, sir, of the election outcome of December the 4th. It feels like just yesterday we were, having these elections where Adama Barrow defeated Yahya Jammeh. He's now been elected to a second term. Before we talk about the protests, just tell us about the overall sense of how the election, the latest one, has gone.
Well, it's been a very successful elections. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a very successful elections, and I think this is quite a very good indication that democracy actually works. And we've seen an election in which pre-election was very peaceful, it was very calm, and we had a very good election campaign period. And until recently, we're seeing some small issues here and there. But just to reflect a little bit, I think this is the first election we have had after a very long period of dictatorship. So the election is generally fair, free, and to the extent that the people have come out to express their votes and then to express their opinions quite convincingly.
And from indications, turnout was quite high, was it? I'm seeing reports talking about as high as 87%, yet the margin of victory for Mr. Barrow was not so big, about 53%.
Well, certainly, turnout was very good, and like I said, I think that's an indication of how democratic the entire process is. You would imagine the elections before, it used to be a culture of people not generally interested in what the election outcome is going to be. Well, regarding the margin, I think the margin is quite a very, very clear one. He's won about 54% of the entire votes, and that's quite clear.
It is absolutely clear, but I suppose what I'm saying is it's not overwhelming, but it is absolutely no doubt that he has been elected by the majority of the people of the Gambia. So how do we then explain these protests that we are seeing?
Well, the protests, I think maybe we'll have to take one step back and understand the entire process. Just yesterday, we saw some supporters of the main opposition party, that is the United Democratic Party, had assembled at the party leader's house. But he actually came out to even address them to say they should go back to their homes and then leave things for the party executives to follow the procedure. And the procedure is, if anyone is not satisfied with the election results, all you can do is to file a petition at the Supreme Court, and you have to do that within 10 days after the election results have been announced. And then during that filing at the Supreme Court, you have to present whatever evidence it is that you have to indicate that there had been some, inconsistencies in terms of the electoral results. And he's asked the supporters as of yesterday evening to go back to their homes and leave things for the party executives to handle whatever it is they'll have to handle at the courts.
And that 54% for Mr. Barrow suggests that a significant portion of the Gambian population is satisfied with his first-term performance. What are some of his key achievements, and where has he fallen short?
Absolutely. So 54% would speak quite clearly that the majority of the Gambian people are satisfied with his first time in office. But of course, you'll have to also understand that his first time in office was more of a coalition arrangement rather, in which he was not absolutely in charge of government. It's a combination of political parties coming together in 2016 to form a coalition so as to see that President Jammeh, the former president, is gone. And after that, of course, coalition arrangements are always compensation schemes in which no one has absolute control of government. But Gambians have come out to speak quite clearly that they want to give him a second chance to rule this country for the next 5 years. And I want to believe it's as a result of the developments he has been able to register, even though he was working within a coalition arrangement. So you would see it's quite clear that now Gambian wants to give him a chance to rule for the next 5 years. And I think if you look at the political landscape of the Gambia, from history, from the First Republic, from the first President Jawara, you would understand it's almost difficult for any president to lose elections, which are also held in very democratic. So President Jawara has been there for about 30 years until there was a coup d'etat in 1994. And even after that, you saw Jammeh had a very long, about 22 years of rule. If not for Jammeh's human rights records, the tortures, the mass killings, and the extrajudicial killings, the disappearance, Jammeh would have been here for a very long time. So my analysis would be that President Barrow is certainly going to win even the next election, which is 2026. Because the reality is the average Gambian...
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mr. Njundu. I've got to thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your insights and analysis with us here on eNCA. But I am out of time, and I want to bring you